going on, dudes and dudettes? So, first game back for the Lakers after the All-Star break, and they were able to get the W against the Memphis Grizzlies, who they might end up playing in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. So, at least they're able to get this W against them, 117-105 at home. And then LeBron James had 32 points, 7 rebounds. Anthony Davis had 27 points, 13 rebounds as well. So yeah, they look pretty good. Obviously, hoping this is the only team I'm hoping that they really play in that first round, because if it's Portland Trailblazers or the New Orleans Pelicans, I think they'll have their work cut out for them and maybe get too tired in the first round to try to compete and go actually farther into the playoffs, which is going to suck. So that's why I hope it is this team and not any other team. But speaking of the Lakers, they did sign, or they're planning to sign, Markieff Morris. He's a forward from Detroit that recently got bought out or let go, and he's not too bad. He has a twin in the NBA who's pretty good as well, but they're both pretty similar guys. His brother just recently signed with the Clippers, so they're both going to be in LA, which I'm sure they're happy about. But yeah, once he clears waivers, this Morris twin, then I believe the Lakers will officially let go of DeMarcus Cousins' contract. And they said they would like to speak with him this summer about rejoining the team next year. So maybe that could still happen for them, depending what happens. But we'll have to wait and see for that one. Then quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, who's from New Orleans. He was a backup to Drew Brees this year and even got some playing time when Drew Brees was out for those couple weeks, and they actually went undefeated while he was there. He's a okay backup quarterback, in my opinion. I don't think he's a good full-time starter because he didn't do well, and I believe it was like Minnesota where he was, and also the Jets. He was pretty bad at those places. But he's been linked to the Chargers ever since the last time he was a free agent as well. So they're linking him again. It could be interesting, but I just don't really see it paying forward and being the correct decision that they can make right now. Then also Duke got home after getting totally beat out by North Carolina State, like I mentioned last week or last video, and they were able to beat up on Virginia Tech this time, 88-64. Good overall game from everybody. Once again, main people stepped up for them. Trey Jones, Vernon Carey Jr., and also Cassius Stanley did very well. Had more than 14 points, but they're going to have to beat up on teams like this. They should be coming down to the final stretch, like 3 to 5 conference games, and then heading into the tournament games with everybody. So it should be very interesting to see how they do in that tournament, but hopefully not get too tired as well heading into the final tournament. Then that Lakers-Clippers game, that was the following Tuesday, I believe it was, after Kobe Bryant's passing and everybody else involved in that horrible crash. They postponed that game, which they had not done in a while, but they actually rescheduled it for April 9th. The only problem for the Lakers, it's going to be like the first time in a long time where it's been like back-to-back-to-back games. So I think it's been like this in a few years where they've made the guys play 3 straight games. So maybe it's the first game, so Lakers can play and see how they match up with the Clippers before the playoffs, because they've lost 2 games so far during the regular season to the Clippers, and trying to get at least one heading into the playoffs to see where they stand. But yeah, hopefully it's not in between, because then I'm pretty sure coaches are going to make both LeBron and AD rest, which is going to suck. Then also, ex-USC shooting guard Kevin Porter Jr., he's with Cleveland right now. He's been in and out of the lineup just because of an injury, but he was finally able to play most of this game that went into overtime with the Heat and scored his career high in 30 points. So that was really cool for him, and they somehow got the W against a team that's number 4 overall in the East. So congrats to them, and congrats to him for getting that career high as well. Then the Chargers, they made an interesting trade for them if they were for this draft coming up, that they still get their offensive lineman, who is considered one of the best guys in this draft so far, in Tristan Wirfs. You guys heard me mention him, the lineman from Iowa. So they trade back like a couple spots to, I believe, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they end up picking their guy, and then they also get a second round pick for that trade back as well. I just think that's the smartest thing to do, is trade back, because you're not gonna find the ultimate quarterback that you're gonna need right now. Freaking May is annoying right now, but I think this is good for them to trade back, but Tom Telesco never trades back or trades up, so it's gonna be horrible as usual for the Chargers going into that. Then Vanessa Bryant, Kobe Bryant's wife, has officially filed a lawsuit against the helicopter company. I read into it because it's not just for money. There hasn't even been a disclosed amount. I don't think that's why she's really doing it. And if she does end up winning any money, I'm pretty sure it's going to go to the Kobe and Gianna Bryant Foundation, or even to the families that were involved as well. But it's more for the fact that I guess the pilot, while he's been reprimanded before for operating a helicopter when it was bad weather conditions before, and I think that was 5 years ago, they said, and this time it was sort of similar. I mean, even LA County police helicopters were grounded at the time. That's how bad the weather was. So it definitely seems like it's pointing to the pilot's fault at this moment. So we'll see how this continues, and might not be a year till we hear a verdict, but we'll see how this goes. Then the Anaheim Ducks made a bunch of trades right at the trade deadline. So they traded for, I have to read this, but for Derek Grant to Philadelphia, for another forward in Kyle Crisculo, and a 4th round pick. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know what any of these guys are getting back, but hopefully they're good enough. Then they traded forward Nick Ritchie to Boston for forward Danton Heinen. So we'll see. Forward Devin Shore to the Colorado Blue Jackets for another forward in Sonny Milano, and then their forward Daniel Sprong to Washington for defensive men Christian DeJose. So we'll see how that turns out for them. There's a lot of trades that they made at the trade deadline. Okay, and to finish this video off, I had to finish it with something good. So luckily the Lakers were able to beat the Celtics on Sunday. Really close game, controversial ending for both sides. Even like how they got to that final stage, both teams had reasons to argue. But yeah, it ended up being Lakers winning 114 to 112. They still let Jason Tatum try to get a new career high right there. He freaking pushed off at the last second. They called it a foul, which I don't think it was, but even if they didn't call it, he still didn't let the ball go before the clock ran out. So yes, luckily the Lakers were able to get the W. LeBron had 29 points, 9 assists. Anthony Davis had 32 points and 13 rebounds. Then, like I mentioned, the Duke forward Jason Tatum, he tied his career high again with 41 points, which is pretty crazy, but it's not that surprising to me, just because everything was, the next following day was the Kobe Memorial that he ended up staying for, and then he's always been a Lakers fan, and I'm pretty sure he's still sour that they didn't choose him and they chose Lonzo Ball over him. And of course he had to go to the team that he grew up disliking the most, in the Celtics. But yeah, sorry about that, Tatum. I was one of your champions when you were coming out, but yeah, even LeBron says in an Instagram post later that day saying he's a major problem, especially this year, because of how good Jason Tatum is now, and probably is going to continue to get going. So I know his first year he looked great. Second year he took a sophomore slump, as they usually say, and then he's been looking great. That's why he was an all-star this year as well. And yeah, luckily there to get the W. I'm $20 more richer thanks to my brother-in-law because of it, because somehow he's a Celtics fan even though he's never been to Boston. But yeah, I was glad they were able to get the W and head on to, I forget who they play tonight. I always forget who they play, but yeah, this is the reason why I'm trying to do this video sooner, because 3 more teams that I have play tonight, and I'm pretty sure Wednesday and Thursday and Friday there's some other stuff too. So like I said, wanted to get this in before, And from what I'm hearing right now, being in the living room, it sounds pretty crazy out there with the freaking wind. So everybody be careful. I know I was this morning taking some girls to the school. So yeah, it really wasn't that bad earlier, but right now it sounds pretty bad. It sounds like somebody's freaking knocking on the door. But yeah, be careful out there, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day.